Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Hello. Where are we? Have we got pictures of people there? Give me my screen. Sort it out.
I'm looking for us. There we go.
Right. Well, while Petra finds
awesome.
us, some people have already put in there. There we go. We've been spotlit. When some people have already typed in the chat box of where they're from, where they're joining from. So please do put in there. I'm in beautiful Clarence at the moment. I'm having a fantastic time. Hikes, mountains, absolutely beautiful waterfall scenery today. So that's in pretty much the center of South Africa. If you've never been here before in the Free State, it's a place that's got to be visited. Phenomenal people here.
Absolutely. It's beautiful. We took a little road trip there as well. So you're there with Shireen and some of my favorite people. So How exciting. But welcome wherever you are, whether it's evening, whether it's morning, if you're watching this on repeat, or the replay rather. Welcome. Hi, Winky from Cape Town. Haven't seen you in ages, but so grateful to be here with you tonight. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for spending some time with us. Thank you for honoring the person that invited you, whether this is your first time, your fifth time, your 75th time, regardless. Thank you for being here. Thank you for just saying yes and showing up for the person that shared their yes with you, or shared their invitation with you. We don't take it lightly.
That's it. All right. Well, Petra, I think we'll jump straight in. We've got the numbers are climbing. People are still joining. I don't know what they're on YouTube as well. So I know some people joined from YouTube. So let's jump straight in for sharing what we're both extremely passionate about. And for those people who don't know who my co-host is, Petra Laranja, she's a wonderful mind coach. She's a businesswoman, a philanthropist. How can you describe Petra? Petra is a person who believes in giving and has had to learn how to receive. As I think many of us have had to learn that we need to receive as well. She has a nonprofit called 365, which is all about doing one thing different 365 days a year. She spends a lot of time generating cash for charities for humans, for our non-human friends, for the planet, for whatever good cause she has that is just going to benefit other people. Married with a couple of fur kids running around. Fur kids are the four-legged dogs. And Petra comes from a business background where she helps a lot of people understand the mindset change and what's needed to progress, and spends a lot of time in corporates, privately and in groups, in helping companies move forward in change. She's a published author as well. So comes to us with a huge amount of knowledge and expertise in fields of change and movement and progress. And so has a phenomenal background, which slots perfectly in with Gift of Legacy, which is what we're sharing with you this evening. So I'm going to hand you over to Petra. She's going to take you through the beginning stages, sort of the why and the background into Gift of Legacy. I'm going to come back with some nuts and bolts.
Amazing. Thank you. I think everyone needs a Tim in their life. I mean, how was that introduction? You make me feel like completely elated. Thank you for that, Tim. Seriously, thank you. And if you have met Tim, you will know that you're in for an absolute treat. If you haven't met Tim yet, then you are in for an absolute treat. So Tim also has, not to age him, but he has decades of experience under his belt, also in the personal development space. So from a leadership perspective, to help you move forward. Tim worked in hospitality for many years, ran businesses for others, ran his own business. And I think the most exciting thing for Tim is that he's wonderfully unemployable, which means that Tim manages his own time. He manages the work that he wants to do. And he's put himself there by the decisions that he's made over the years. So Tim and his beautiful wife, Monica, and their two fur kids are digital nomads. So they travel. That's why Tim is in Clarence and he was in KZN, he's in Cape Town. So Tim is going around meeting our whole tribe across the country, which is really cool. And Tim is the numbers guy. So when people ask me certain numbers related to GL, I take a breath. I'm like, what would you say? Because numbers do not resonate with me. I mean, I did maths, accounting, and science on higher grade at school, but clearly was not my happy place. But those probably work for Tim. So Tim is going to take you through the nuts and bolts and how to, which is really cool. So that's my absolute favorite part. And I'm going to introduce you to our beautiful heart-centered community, which is Gift of Legacy, which is a gifting activity that is creating abundance for everyone. And what I think is beautiful is that if you are listening here, it's because you were invited, you received a personal invitation from someone that you know, that cares about you, that realizes that you're in a space, in a position where you could do with more abundance, more expansion, whatever that is. So, you know, and the great thing is, Angie mentioned yesterday on the call as well, is that we only need to invite 2 people. So if you are one of the 2 invitees, take that as something really beautiful, because someone sat and thought, well, who are the 2 people that I would like to journey with? So I spend day in and day out with my bestie because she invited me. So grateful, and I've invited mine in turn. So if you are here, welcome. We'd encourage you to just sit back, just enjoy, relax. There's absolutely no expectation of you. We just ask that you stay open-minded. And I say that because I know when I first heard about this, I was skeptical. I had my critical thinking hat on, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, that's what, you know, which protects us. It's that natural inbuilt fight or flight. But I am so grateful that I listened to what Angela and our mutual friends invited us to, with an open mind and an open heart, to see what truly is possible beyond my limited perceptions, my limited point of views, and my expectations of things that I'd heard, which may have been similar. So I'm so grateful that I asked the questions and didn't limit myself because of my preconceived ideas. So here we go. Let's get going, Tim. So a quick disclaimer is that this information or this presentation is for information sharing only and is not to be construed as financial advice, because neither Tim nor myself nor Gift of Legacy are registered financial or tax advisors. So this information we're sharing tonight is just to give you an idea, a glimpse of what you can expect when or should you decide to join our beautiful community. Alrighty. So when we look at this, so Tim's going to put all the information up and then you can read it. But when we're looking at this, and it's about taking back your independence, taking control of your life. This is one of the beautiful things which it is for me, because through COVID, and not that we want to always be talking about and referring to it, but the truth is I lost my sense of independence when I lost every single corporate client. We had multiple projects going on, and then training budgets froze, PR and marketing froze, and I was left without any of my projects that I'd worked for months for to put together. So for me, having my independence, taking back my independence is so vital to me being able to thrive and to create a life that I love and a business that I love. And the great thing with these communities is that, you know, we're sharing and caring because this gifting community is automated. So we're coming together so that we can thrive instead of just surviving. No one wants to just survive. Surviving isn't fun. It's not joyous. You can't make a greater impact if you're just surviving, hand to mouth all the time. That's not the way to go fully. So we are growing beyond the current monetary structures, which we know haven't worked for the majority of humans in this world. We know those typical pyramid structures where there's a CEO or a boss or the government sitting on top there, and then all us minions at the bottom work for next to nothing, where the guys on top keep earning and earning and earning. So we're bored of that system. We're bored of that structure. So gifting is an alternate currency that we are playing in. So it's not the be all and the end all, but it's another one of that you can supplement your existing income and give you the freedom to create more projects. So it's this beautiful new economic paradigm that is replacing, thankfully, the outdated traditional structures. And as Irvin Laszlo so beautifully put it, is that either we'll join together as a community for an ecological civilization in the next few years, or we'll become extinct. And that doesn't sound like a great place to be if we're going to make impact. So Gift of Legacy, as we said, is this beautiful algorithm that is at the center of how we gift and receive from and to each other. And it drives this perpetual movement. So that's all it is really. It's just this beautiful website that links all of us and shares how we're all going to gift each other. So gifting had been a secret to me. I'd never heard about it. I don't know how it took so long for me to hear about it, because I am in the very creative corporate as well, but also the very creative space. But it's something that has changed the lives of millions. So that's what we're really excited to share with you. So if you do want more information, there's going to be so much information we're sharing tonight, giving you a heads up. So please don't just listen to it once and switch off and say, no, it doesn't make sense, got issues, got questions, got concerns. Please honor the person that honored you and go back to them and ask them the questions. Guaranteed you are going to have questions. We all did multiple times. So go back and ask them for more information. So who is this for? Now, we always want to say everyone, right? Of course, I want everyone to be blessed, abundantly blessed. But this community really works for people that resonate with one or all of these perhaps. So maybe you've always been the type of person that loves blessing others. You're naturally that person that gives, of whether it's your time, maybe you're that yes person, gives your finances, gives your goods and donations, whether it's to family, to friends, to organizations, societies, nonprofits, whatever it may be. You're just that person that gives and gives and gives. But maybe you're also the person that needs to take control of your life, gain that independence back, right? Tim even mentioned where it's been a hard lesson for me, even though I was in the personal development space, still am. It's been a hard lesson for me to return to learn to receive as well as to give. Way easier to give, but it's the learning to receive, and that's what we're here for. Is you can receive while you continue to and are able to increase your impact. So if any of these resonate with you, so you can change your life while impacting others, then this is definitely the space for you. So we're excited to have you here. So let's dig a little deeper into what Gift of Legacy is. So as we mentioned, it's a global gifting activity. So there are no limitations of borders, with well over 200,000 members in over 100 countries already within the space of 3 months. So our original community began in 2009, but just in 3 months on our new platform, there are over 200,000 members and growing. So it was launched in January 2022, just a few months back, through international collaboration with just experts and programmers and a group of volunteers like Tim and myself. So just so you know, we're just volunteers here. We don't earn a salary, we don't earn a commission, we don't earn anything to be here and share the space with you. We're doing this because we love the community, and this is something we can give back and offer. So all of us have worked together to put this together for you. Sacred economics, I'd never heard of this before, but really at its base level, we are accustomed to this. We know what this is about. Going back centuries, people in tribes, civilizations used to gift each other. They would share the wealth amongst themselves. And then over the years, things changed when governments, came into play and they ended up taking all the wealth. But gifting's been used around the world for centuries, traces back, at least in modern culture, to the 1960s, where it became formalized. But it's been, and still is 100% legal. It's just been off the mainstream system for decades. In Africa, if you're in Africa, you'll recognize it as the Ubuntu culture, where it's really communities just helping one another. So across all countries, you've all got a term that resonates or that describes this. And this is really, really as simple as it is. It's just communities coming together and sharing the wealth amongst So blessing millions, as we've said, it's really been giving hope and education and abundance to people globally, because we are redistributing the wealth into the hands of many. Tim, this blew my mind, and apparently we're on about $40 million now. It's escalated somewhere around there. I know, goosebumps, right? During the first 3 months since our launch in January, our community has already gifted each other. So not a platform or anything, each other, you and me. We've gifted each other almost 40 million US dollars. I mean, I can't even manifest how much money that is. I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to one day having all of that come into my different accounts. That'll be amazing. But this is really happening to all of us around the world, and anyone you tap into will either have experienced themselves or know someone that is. So really, really exciting to be able to bless millions. So this is cool. So this is where you might start thinking, sounds too good to be true, sounds like something I've heard before. Please just stay with us. Tim's going to explain how easy it is. Decentralized. So this may be what will keep you listening on. Besides that you value the person that invited you, decentralized. So this is what kept me interested. Maybe you or someone you know has invested money into a platform, whether it was a pyramid scheme, a investment scheme, multi-level marketing, whatever it was. Not that there's anything wrong with multi-level marketing, because it is legal. It takes so much effort, and you're selling and you're selling and you're selling and you're nagging people and you're nagging your friends and you're begging for them to buy from you whilst you just sit with stock. Or if it's something that ends up being a pyramid scheme, we trusted someone that invited us. I didn't really know them well, put our money into a Bitcoin thing, and a few months later, whoever created this platform disappeared with all the money. And I know that's happened to Tim, it's happened to many people in our community. And this is why this made me feel safe, because Gift of Legacy is decentralized, which means none of your money, none of your gifts, nothing goes into a platform. All we are is a website, and the website merely connects all of us through our contact details. That's it. So Gift of Legacy is not a company, not an institution, not a broker, and not a trader. All you need is a computer or a smartphone and an internet connection, because that's how we connect to and with each other, is through WhatsApp and Telegram. So those are essential. So if you're wanting to join this for a family member, someone that doesn't have connectivity, make sure that you do. But that's really the exciting thing, is that because this is peer-to-peer, which you'll see on the next slide, no money goes into the platform at all. All gifts come directly to you. They go directly from the gifter to you, to the recipient. We also call it a legend, which Tim will break down for you. So 100% of the gift. When I say 100%, I mean 100% of the gift goes to you. There's no third party that's controlling the money. There are no tokens held on the platform. So it's 100% risk-free. All you're doing is blessing someone else into abundance, and they're doing the same for you. So that is truly, truly, truly the essence of gifting. We're just blessing each other into abundance. There's no one taking a cut. There's no one taking a commission, nothing like that at all. The other fun thing is that it's perpetual. So as long as we stay connected to the community, as long as we keep giving and keep receiving and keep giving and keep receiving, and we follow the duplicatable system, which Tim's going to share with you, this can continue repeatedly, sustainably, of course, which is important, and passively. So over and over for generations to come. So you can you can bequeath your profile to someone, put it in your will, and as long as they are keen to stay involved, they'll also keep gifting and receiving perpetually and forever. So that's a really beautiful way to continue your impact when you're no longer sharing this planet with us. I love this slide. I love gifts. I love giving gifts, but I love gifts. So if so far you're still with us, which I'm excited to see that you all are, I'm sure that you're getting a sense for our heartbeat, which is that we're more than just a typical gifting activity. We are a community with the same vision, and that we want to make a difference. We want to help others. while we help each other and help ourselves as well. It's time. It's time that we help ourselves so that we can keep helping others. That's the key. So we help each other grow and succeed while supporting each other and uplifting one another. We give from the heart, so we bless someone into abundance. We share the love with at least 2 people, minimum, just 2 people. And then we help others become legend, and we build your legacy. So we just support each other through this journey. So that's really, in a nutshell, what we're here to do. Yeah, we're a community with the same vision that we want to change lives. So I'm so excited to hand you over to Tim, who's going to explain all the fun stuff to you. So stay tuned, and I'll see you later.
Thank you very much. A lot of very important info. So as Petra said, you maybe have to watch this a couple of times or watch a recording. I'm going to crack into some numbers. As for me, this was the key thing that sounds all wonderful, and it did tick a lot of boxes, what I call golden nuggets, and I'll highlight for you the golden nuggets for me and let me explain why these were so important. So Petra said that her and her husband have tried an online platform before, and perhaps like you have, or you know friends and family who have been scammed online before. So have I. In fact, when I was first introduced to gifting economies in January of last year, a business partner just run off with 90% of our money. So that really put me in a sticky position. So when I was presented with a gifting economy, and like Petra, I'd never heard of it, even though I've been in the online business space since 2016. I was extremely skeptical. I went in with a lot of very big concerns and also with absolutely no money. I didn't have anything left. It was really on the bones. But when I first saw this, I thought there's something very, very powerful and beneficial by following the system. So I climbed in right at the beginning once I saw what was possible. I'm going to share these numbers with you. When you look at some of the big numbers, as Petra said, you maybe look at this go, oh, I've heard these types of things before where it seems too good to be true when those numbers are for the people, the leaders at the top who got in first, and they're the ones who have got this bonus and that, this and this leadership and that. What I love about this is the simplicity of how the money flows. So yes, I love numbers. Yes, I love money. I love what money does. But what I love even more about this whole economy is its simplicity. So let me see if I can keep it simple for you and share those nuggets, which Petra's already alluded to quite a few of them, which was so profound for me making a decision to climb in and then also still be sharing months later with as many people as possible. So here's how it works. We're going to be following that orange circle U as we're going through these what are called boards. And at the beginning, you're going to start off with $100. So there's 2 things that you do. Petra's told you one of them is you share with 2 like-minded people, like-minded being somebody else who's going to follow the system. Okay? You're going to share it with 2 people, minimum. More if you want, but otherwise start with 2. And $100 is needed. So from a business perspective, you're putting $100 in. What am I going to get from return? But understanding, it's not network marketing. It's not multi-level marketing. It isn't a business. It is an investment. It sort of sits in the unknown world of this whole new economy, which is exactly what Petra's been alluding to, where the world has actually already shifted and changed. You can either decide to be part of it, or you can watch what's going on, or you can just wonder what on earth happened. Me, I would suggest being part of it. So there's 4 boards, $100 at the beginning, $400, $1,600, and a $5,000 board. This is what's happened to me in the last week. How would you like it if waking up, you've received a WhatsApp message on your phone that says, Tim, hi, my name is so-and-so. I'm from Germany, and I'd like to gift you with $1,600. How would you like to wake up with that message? Well, that was me. Not this morning. This morning, it was $400. I'll take it. Yesterday, it was $1,600. The result of me receiving $1,600 was that I gifted somebody else $5,000. Have you ever given a gift, unconditional, of $5,000 to somebody? It's more fun than actually receiving, but I do love receiving. So I'm going to show you how this works so that you too can position yourself, because believe me, if I can do it, anybody can do it, in a position to receive gifts and also to share with others. So let's begin on, and I'm going to come back to some of those big numbers, and you've read them already, and you're going, what? How do I get there? Can I get there? I don't know if I can. Let's see. Let's get started. At the beginning, $100 you give to another person. So from a risk perspective, I thought, you know what? $100 for me at that time was a huge amount of money. Even now, it's a fair amount of money. That's a good week's worth of food, 2 weeks worth of food. It pays rent for some people. So $100, I didn't really want to lose it, but I figured because it's not going to an institution or a company, it's going to an individual. Let's say this doesn't work. It folds. It doesn't work for me. I don't work it. I don't like it. I haven't lost $100. I've actually donated or gifted somebody $100 and helped them have a better life. So I thought, there's no loss. Petra's already said it moves from person to person, peer-to-peer, straight in, peer-to-peer, person. Loved that. I had to learn about how to use, I used, what was it, PayPal initially. Then I learned about Wise. Majority of the time, I tried to use cryptocurrencies as it's far more effective to move money. But if you still haven't learned about that, don't worry. We've got some training and sessions for you. And in fact, that's probably an important thing to understand is that to capitalize on anything new, be it that you start a new job, start a new business, join Gift of Legacy, you might need to learn a few new skills in order to maximize your time within this community. And it could be as simple as learning how to move money internationally. And because I love money, I thought that's something worth using and learning how to do. So this is what a board looks like. You'll see there's a left hemisphere and a right hemisphere, and there's 4 different positions. And I'm going to walk you through what each of these are. Now, somebody on the call has said, it's one of those pyramid scheme things that Petra spoke about, where at the top, you've got that person. All they've done is they've put the pyramid on the side, but I'm not fooled. Okay. I'm not here to convince you otherwise, but let me share some information. Be open-minded enough, like your mind must be like a parachute. Parachute works when it's open. Let's just open the parachute for the next 15, 20 minutes. And at the end of sharing this information, you decide for yourselves whether it's a pyramid, thing, scheme, one of those or not. I can't do that for you. I can only share what I'm presently doing. So when you start, it's $100. You gift $100 in. The system, as Petra said, connects you. All that we're doing, the Gift of Legacy website does, is it connects the gifter, at the beginning you, with the legend, the one in the middle, who's receiving the money. You'll get their email address, cell phone number to go on Telegram or WhatsApp or phone them if they're in the same country as you. And you connect directly with that person. So in this case, I'm the gifter. I'm joining you on the board. I've just been introduced here. I'm excited. I've got $100. And the legend is Petra. I would then get hold of Petra and I'll send Petra a message. Hi, Petra. My name's Tim. I'm new on your bronze board. And I've got $100 to gift you. How would you like to receive? And Petra does a little dance and a jig, because if it's $100 or $5,000, it doesn't matter. It's the receiving, which is so powerful. It's amazing. Petra then comes back and says, Tim, I see you're in South Africa as well. That's fantastic. You can do a bank transfer or cryptocurrencies. This is what I would like, please. And then I'm the gift. I say, wonderful. I can gift you. I'm in First National Bank. Send me your bank details. And boom, I send $100 worth in rands to Petra. Now, at this point, let me highlight why we actually speak about dollars. So a dollar at this stage, could be changing soon, is still seen as the world's main currency. And wherever you are from in the world, whether you are in Europe or in Africa or even in America, you will know the value of a dollar to your local currency. So you'd always use that exchange rate of the day. So for example, today in South Africa, the dollar is 15 Rand 90 something, let's say 15 Rand 90. So then I would be sending 1,590 Rand to Petra, which is the equivalent of $100. I would also cover all of the fees that it would cost in order to send it, bank fees or crypto fees, whatever they may be, so that the legend, being Petra, receives the full gift. The same way as if I'm giving Petra a beautiful birthday present and I've wrapped it up all nicely, I don't give her the present and say, but the wrapping paper costs $10, come. No, you cover the cost of the transfer as well. So we base everything in dollars. That means that around the world, that is the main currency that we Okay, back into the numbers. $100 is what's gifted. Now there's 8 gifters, you'll notice as we go through. That means that the legend is going to receive $800. So here's me, my numbers says $100 in, $800 out. Cash flow, I like. Let's break it down so you can see how the money works. You join as a gifter on the, could be one of these different 8 positions. It doesn't matter. In this example, number 1, 7 other gifters come in. They're introduced by somebody else as well and gift the legend. Once that happens, this board is now complete. All 8 gifters have come. So this board is gone. It creates 2 new boards as you then move up. So each position moves up every time 8 gifts come in. So now you are what's termed as a builder. Notice you came into the beginning as a gifter, you're now a builder. What does a builder do? A builder does exactly that. They build. This is where you introduce your 2. Can you do it before? Based upon your strategy, check with the person who invited you in, whether that's going to be conducive or not, but yes, you can. In this example, you're going to introduce, which is what's recommended, your 2 people over here. Can you do more? Most definitely you can. If you want to go faster, introduce more people. If you're happy just to follow the system and say, I don't like this thing of talking to people, but I know 2 guys who could really do the money and I know their right mindset, they will also do this. Fantastic, introduce them. Those are going to be your 2, and they're then going to gift this new legend $100 each, as the other builders also introduce their 2. Once all 8 have come in and the legend is accepted, all 8 people onto the board splits again and you move to the guide position. Very simple. Gifter, 8 gifts, board splits. Builder, 8 gifts, board splits. You are the guide. What does the guide do? Exactly as described. They guide the builder as they've learned how to introduce 2. You as the guide are going to teach your 2 the 2 gifters that you brought in. You're going to teach them what you learned. You don't just put them in and leave them. No, it's the same as when you start a new job or a new business. You're going to have to coach and mentor and guide the people so they too can benefit and also provide to the community as well. So here you are, the guide here. You're guiding your builders in doing what you did to duplicate, following the simple duplicatable system. These builders each bring in their 2. So they do on the right-hand side. The builders bring in their 2. What happens next? Now, this is the exciting part because it's now your turn to become legend. So what has happened to the legends once they've finished? I'll explain that to you now once you've received your 8 gifts. Because now you're going to sit back. Now you're saying, oh, I've done the work. I don't call it work. I call it fun. Some people call it a game. Some people call it just life. This is the way that it should be. Whatever you determine, you're sitting back. It's your turn to receive. Be grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. It is done. How does it get even better than that? You have now received $800. Once that happens, this is where the magic begins. See, your board's completed, but you'll remember that there's 4 boards. You've received $800 in gifts, but it's not all yours. You see, we've got an economy that needs to keep ticking over. As Petra said, this is a gifting economy. So what happens with that $800? Well, 400 of it, you're going to gift on to somebody else on the following board. You're going to go over to the second board, the silver board. And from the $800 gifted to you, you're looking after, you're championing, you're holding on, you're guarding some of it. You gift that onto another legend. Another $100 you hold back as well to get on the perpetual board. Here's the key thing. I've worked, as you have done probably, for many, many years of your life. And when you leave a job, isn't it annoying that they stop paying you? I found it very frustrating. I worked 27 years in hospitality. And when I wasn't working, no one was paying me anymore. It was very sad. Well, what if there's a way that you could follow a simple duplicatable system, as I'm just describing to you, that you could do the work once, in other words, introduce 2, help them do their 2, help them do their 2, where then you could start getting gifts on an ongoing basis. That is the magic. So $100 in, $300 left in your pocket after your expenses, which is your other gifts. It's 200% returned. At this point, I was done and I was in. I didn't need any more explanation. That to me was a low enough or a high enough risk, whichever, low enough risk with a high enough return to say, I mean, I don't understand it, but I know the best way to find out and learn it is from within. It's not from the outside and going to Google and asking somebody else, my neighbor's cat, who seems to know absolutely everything. No, no, no. Climb in, put your money in, follow the system. That's how you learn. Now, if you're happy with $300, you're going to be excited with $700 on a perpetual board. You see, a $100 board, once you go through those 4 stages, gifter, builder, guide to legend, you've already gifted on the $400 board. So you only go onto the following board once. Now you're on a perpetual board. You're no longer putting $400 on to the next board. You're already on it. You're just putting $100 back into the system to gift to another person. So around the world, if you follow economics, and tonight America is going to be talking about they've spoke about their inflation rates last week. Today, they're speaking about their rate hikes. America, they're not going to say it, but in other words, they're in recession. What happens in recession is people don't have much money. They hold on to their money, so they stop the flow. Now, in order to get the economies going and ticking over, the government needs to encourage people to spend money. So here, you want to put $100 back in so that the cycle of the flow of cash continues on and on and on. And while this happens, there's no reason why it should stop. You could be receiving $700 at the end of every $100 board, but it gets better than that. When you join the $400 board, you're now gifting the legend. The legend is going to receive $3,200. It follows in exactly the same way. How quickly can you get there? It depends on the work that you've done on the $100 board. The only influence you have of the speed of any of the other boards is what you do on the $100. Whether you've got a strategy or a system in place, follow the basis of 2 by 2 by 2 on the $100 will speed you up, as all the people that you introduce will follow you and help you move through the system quickly. So this works in the same way as the $100. You join as a gifter. Once 8 gifts have come in, the board splits, you become a builder. Once 8 gifts have come in, the board splits, you become guide. Once 8 gifts come in, the board splits and you become legend, and you receive $3,200. But remember, it's not all yours. $1,600 you're going to hold back, and you're going to gift onto the 3rd board, which is the gold. $400 you're holding back, which is to get on the perpetual silver. And now you've got $1,200 in your pocket. How does it get even better than this? Well, it does. Let me show you. You've understand now there's a simple system. So I'm not going to keep explaining the same thing again. The processes are the same. It's just the numbers are different. Here, your perpetual cycle is $2,800 in your pocket. Now, I've been through this, and wow, it makes a difference. It truly does. So let's see the numbers of what happens on the $1,600. The mathematicians are going, these numbers don't work, and you're writing down, and you're trying to figure out the hole and the gap and the system and the scheme to it all. I've been there. Don't worry. I've tried it. I've worked out. I know how many people are required for a person to join as a gifter on $100 to get to a legend on the 5,000. I've worked it all out. It's immaterial, because in the end, it's not the work that you do that counts. It's the work that you do and everybody else does as you duplicate yourself and you help others. $1,600 in, $12,800 is what you receive as a legend. Now, hopefully everybody's waking up now and looking at these numbers and thinking, this would make a different Christmas, a different birthday, university fees for myself, for my kids, a holiday, pay the debt, keep the car, keep the house. Depends on what your reason is for doing this. By the time that you're receiving on the $1,600 board and you're keeping $6,200, you're sleeping more peacefully at night. You've got more hope. You've realized that there is another way. You haven't fired your boss yet. Still keep your boss. Hang on to your boss. Whether you love them or you don't, hang on to them. You've got to get multiple streams of income before you do that. This gives you that breathing space. But while you're breathing, you're helping other people do the same as well. So now you're gifting $5,000. This is what I explained to you right at the beginning. I was gifted enough on the $1,600 that I was able to gift somebody else $5,000. $5,000. 79,000 something rands. That's way more than the average income is 75,000 rand. I think that's the average income in South Africa, about 5 months of salary. and I gifted one person because I had received $6,200 in my pocket. I could do that. Makes a difference. Absorb those numbers quickly. No, absorb these ones. This is the perpetual $1,600 board, $11,200 in your pocket. It may take you a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months to get here. Does it really matter? This is on top of what you already have. This is life-changing money. $5,000 you gift to the legend on the platinum board. That's $40,000, 8 by 5,000. This is the last board. So here's the exciting thing. You're only gifting $5,000 for the perpetual. The rest is yours in your pocket to do with as you wish. Now is the time for big change for yourself and those around you. So if you've spoken to people and they've said, no, you're mad, it's one of those things. They're watching you. By the time you've come to the $5,000 board, they're going to come back to you and going, what are you doing differently? You look different. You appear different. You act different. Your posture's different. Your car's different. Your holidays are different. Your kids are different. What are you doing? And you say, remember that thing? That's what I'm doing. And you walk away. $35,000 on an ongoing basis on the perpetual board. Amazing stuff. Here's a recap. 2 goals that you want to do. The first goal is being on all 4 boards. Second goal, but you're doing this while you're going along, being on perpetual boards on all 4 continuously. Take a screenshot of those numbers. Dream about them, meditate on them, whatever it is, pray on them, have a look at them. Realize that it's possible. Why is it possible? Not only am I personally doing this, Petra doing it, we know thousands of other people, and the numbers are growing and growing and growing. There is no limitations to stopping it, who are doing this around the world. It's up to you whether you want to be part of the journey of gifting or you want to stay in your job. That's fine. It's okay. This isn't for everybody. Here's a summary. $42,700. Can you see how it's possible? $49,700 once you're on the perpetual boards. This is possible for everybody. You decide if those numbers and the risk of just speaking to a few, putting yourself out there for a little bit, following a system, we've got all the training to help you to get these numbers. Is it worth it? Back over to Petra.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I know that I had to watch that so many times to just wrap my head around it, but it's really, really easy. So where I started getting overwhelmed is because I was overcomplicating everything. It's really basic. And here are some of the guidelines. $100 unconditional gift to someone else in the community. How do you know who that person is? Well, the algorithm will show you who that person is when you join by using your inviters referral link. You click join, and then the algorithm places you on the board, and that's where you see who the legend is. If you can't remember who the legend is, go back and watch this, and Tim will show you who it is. You gift the legend, no one else. You don't gift your invitee, you gift the legend on the board. 100 unconditional gifts to bless them into abundance. And then you invite 2 like-minded, like-hearted people to journey with you. So these are 2 people that you trust to be by your side, that you trust, to hold hands with them as you go forward on this journey. Please don't invite someone that you can't rely on. Don't invite someone that has got the shortest attention span, that is going to say yes, 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 and then not bother phoning you back. Invite 2 people that you know are going to put in the same focus, the same energy, the same effort as you. And when we mean effort, it means that they're also going to invite 2 people, like-hearted, like-minded people, to do the same. Now, yes, you could cheat it and say, well, I'll just sign up my dogs. They'll each get a profile. Cool, done, boom, bang. I've got my 2 people. Their profiles are not going to help you, because what happens to the 2 that they're supposed to invite? Remember, if you're choosing 2 quality people that have got the same heart, same mind, they're going to do the same, and you're just going to keep spinning quicker and quicker and quicker. So really important to make sure that it's not space fillers, but it's actually 2 humans that you adore that are going to go on this journey with you. And then you help them do the same. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but you're saying, yeah, cool. Once you're on your perpetual, so once you've completed your first cycle, you will have access to re-enter the board of the same value. So in other words, it will become a perpetual board for you. All of the boards are perpetual for different people at different times, but for you, we really want to encourage you, go back, because remember, you're gifting here, you're cycling as legend, receiving all your gifts, and then you go back to the bottom of the board of that same value. And that's how the cycle keeps going, because we gift in, we receive, we gift in, we receive, we gift in. And then once you've completed that cycle and you've got all your gifts, you move on, or you gift onto the next board of the higher value. So make sure that you re-gift into the same value and you go on to another one. Again, the algorithm shows you how to do all of this. So you don't have to register again. You don't have to gift another $100. Your $100 you've gifted at the beginning. So you're just giving from your gifts. So really important, you cannot advance or enter the perpetual cycles unless you have your 2 confirmed, like-hearted, like-minded invitees. What happens if somehow you get to legend, you still haven't invited your 2 people? Well, the system just places you on a pause. It sidelines you for a little while so you can catch your breath, and that you don't feel the pressure of holding up everyone else on the board. Because obviously different people like working and speaking and, you know, chatting with people at different paces. So we don't want to feel under pressure. We don't want you to feel under pressure. If someone has moved faster than you, now you feel like you're holding them up. So all that happens is you're sidelined for a little while. As soon as you've brought your 2, the algorithm recognizes it and it slots you right back in where you left off in the same position. So that's the really, really exciting thing here. So what makes Gift of Legacy unique? So user-friendly, which you'll see. Currently, the site is going through some security and some upgrades, which are really exciting. The board chat, if you're already in our community, we cannot wait. We had a meeting with support earlier. So that is really, really exciting. But once you're in, so please also don't go click on the website. To our community members, please don't click. Let the developers have their turn. Let's not jinx the process. Just wait until you get the notifications on the Telegram group that you can go ahead. And then there's that, of course, like we've spoken about, the fail-safe system. So Gift of Legacy has various methods to keep the algorithm going that keeps the boards moving. And one of those is cross-pollination, which I think is just the best thing. So I've met people from Peru, people from Brazil, Italy, Russia, Germany, so many others, South Africa as well, Namibia, where I was born. And that's the really fun thing, is that we gift each other globally. I had someone reach out to me and say, oh, I don't know how I got to Africa because I'm from Russia. And I was like, no, don't stress. We all gift each other. So I'm gifting you, even though you're in Russia, it doesn't matter. So that was really, really fun. And that's it as well, because we are a global community, because of this cross-pollination, please, and it might sound so silly that I've got to even say this, but please remember that all cultures are very different. We speak to each other differently. We communicate in different ways. So we just urge you to be a little patient, to approach everyone with a little bit of compassion, a bit of understanding that we are here ultimately to support each other. Sure, you might get someone that's got a different way of being, but decide upfront what is the light and what is the energy that you want to be in this community and that you want to bring, and do that. You know, something to just keep in mind of is how you speak to people, how you treat them. You know, let's respect each other. I'd love to speak to you the way you speak to me, and vice versa, which is from a place of joy and abundance. So we've been saying that you need to invite 2. That's all you need to do. Minimum requirement is 2 like-hearted, like-minded people, not space fillers. But of course, if you have more, which you guaranteed will, you can invite more as well. Fast tracking. So GL has multiple strategies to assist you to move ahead faster, should you wish. I'm just closing my WhatsApp. Sorry about that. There's an in-depth explanation on the training video. And then there's the beautiful community support team. So it's not bots that you're speaking to real life humans like myself, and that's the most amazing woman that are on the support team. So again, please remember, you're speaking to real life humans. There's a small team because of the safety and the security of over 200,000 members. So we've got to keep the team small and tight. So thank you for your patience if you don't get an answer straight away. But we're doing this so that we're holding space for this beautiful community. Really, really important, please. No promotion, absolutely no promotion on social media. Why? So we've seen so many people promoting on social media because they think it's let's make a quick buck, invite a few people on. Why we do not want to share it is because as soon as you post anything on social media suggesting that there's a way to make money, who do you think are the type of people that are going to join us? Scammers, opportunists, people that aren't here with the right intention. These are not the people we want in our community. So please, for your own safety, for your own security, so that your rewards can flow smoothly. So when you're a legend, you can receive abundantly without having to deal with scammers. Do not post on social media. And please, please, please share this with your invitees and your inviter as well. And no filling of spaces, as we mentioned, make sure that it's 2 people that are going to do it with you and that are going to duplicate the system as well to maintain momentum. Be the messenger, not the message. So all that means is just bring them to the Zoom calls. You do not have to try and explain this. So many times you'll come on tonight, you'll be so excited, you'll want to go and rattle this whole thing off to someone without having experienced it completely, without having the slides and the images. It's just going to become so confusing. Just invite them to come. Just say to your friend, people you care about, hey, I've joined or I'm thinking of joining this amazing gifting community. Would love to hear your thoughts. Why don't you hop on a call with me? And also make sure that you're hopping onto multiple calls. So we've got Motivation Monday, and then we've got our calls like this one, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays with different presenters. And the whole reason is that if my voice irritates you, maybe someone else's won't. So luckily, I'm co-hosting with Tim because he's got the most beautiful voice. So at least if mine drives you up the wall, you've got Tim to balance it off. But also remember, different people speak in different ways. So you might resonate with something or the way that someone else says. So make sure that you hop on other calls as well. And then there's, of course, extensive training. So we're always creating new content to help you grow into abundance. Remember, we mentioned it's about creating hope and abundance and education and mindset, because, abundance mindset is huge. We can't keep creating a new reality with the same mindset that we started. So if you're only used to making 1,000 Rand a month, how are you going to be able to receive and keep and grow 100,000 Rand? So mindset is so important. I myself have a real passion for that, and a lot of the other leaders as well. So we're always doing presentations and hosting calls. So, and again, we're doing this because we love the community. We want to support you. So in closing, there are no guarantees. And why we say this, it's not to cover our backsides, but it's really just to give an example that, you get out what you put in. So if you are planning to just join and give your gift to someone and then step away and nothing, please know that this isn't going to work efficiently for you, and it's not going to work efficiently for the person that invited you. It's going to work anyway because we've got the cross-pollination and the algorithm. But can you imagine how much more fulfilling it would be if all of us did our bit? So anything that you do, please make sure that you are committed to doing it. If you're not sure yet, that's okay, because you're going to go back to the person that invited you and ask them all of these questions. All of these, if you're skeptical, it's good. I was, Tim was, many of us were. I asked many questions. I hesitated for a couple of weeks. When I said yes, I was committed. The success or failure of any participant will depend on your willingness to participate and follow the guidelines of Gift of Legacy. It remains an individual participant's responsibility to ensure compliance with the tax laws in your country. So please make sure you're paying Caesar what Caesar is due. Remember that we are a decentralized platform with no third-party affiliation. So if you are joining via third party or part of a package, you're absolutely doing this at your own risk. We've come across many people that are trying to jukes the system and create their own lineages and their own blah, 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 blahs. That is not necessary. We do not recommend it. We do not condone it. Just follow the system and all of us will thrive and benefit together. It's going from me to we, because when we go to we can all benefit equally and abundantly and support each other because we're all benefiting. So Gift of Legacy is 100% peer-to-peer. And please remember, no funds are ever paid to the platform. Always given to the Gift of Legacy participants and the legend when you land on their board. Cool.
Oops,
Tim.
where are we going? Let me, I'm finger happy, trigger happy here. So you'll notice, and we keep saying about global communities, and you can see this, please take a screenshot of this, that there's presentations in multiple different languages. English, as Petra's explained, training days, Afrikaans Zooms, German, Spanish, Finnish, Italian, Portuguese, Zulu, Asia Pacific. And as it grows around the world, so new leaders are coming up in different countries, they're interpreting it into the home language and sharing it. The best way to find out when these times are is through the Telegram channel. So please do join the official community and the official info-only channels. And there you will get the Zoom links and the times. And the key one, which is one of my favorite channels, is the testimonials. On there, it's real life, what I call non-scripted stories. This is how GL has impacted real people around the world. And if you've got a story, anybody can go and post their story, their journey, about how it's impacted them and those around them onto the testimonial Telegram channel. So please do join those. Ask the person who invited you for the direct links, and then you can get them. Make sure you're on the official channels there.
Amazing.
And something very close to Petra. She's going to just speak to you about this slide.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So yes, this is really close to my heart. I've got a nonprofit, which Tim mentioned right at the beginning, called Just One Thing 365. Tim's heart is also really closely linked to charity work that he also supports. So GGM, which is the Greatest Gifters Movement, have got the Love Heart Position project, which is really exciting. So if you are an existing GL member, I'm just going to close the chat. Sorry, just really distracting there. So if you are a Gift of Legacy participant and you've successfully invited your two like-hearted, like-minded people, you are eligible to nominate a cause that's close to your heart. So for example, it could be a church, a caregiver, soup kitchen, animal welfare organization, an orphanage, rehab center, even your domestic gardener, medical care, etc., without the need to invite two more people. So what was happening is that so many of us, I started multiple profiles for organizations to support them, but then the pressure was on me to also invite another two like-hearted, like-minded people for their profiles. So a lot of people weren't nominating or weren't starting profiles because it's a lot of work, it's a lot of pressure. So now we've got a beautiful structure within Gift of Legacy where, and of course, we vet all of the organizations, all of the causes, whoever you put forward. We want to make sure that the money is going to the recipients that are meant to receive it. But if you are keen and you are an existing participant and you've got your two confirmed invitees, then please go on to, I'm going to share it in the chat. Yeah.
I think you put it in the chat there
already.
There
we go. Yeah. Perfect. Pasted it again there. Go on to ggmovement.org/loveheart. That's where you can nominate a cause close to your heart. And then also for our existing participants, if you go on to ggmovement.org/donate, you will see that, you know, this is the place and the space that is holding our beautiful community together. So it's an MPO where all of us donate, and then all those funds are used for the upkeep and the upgrades, etc. So if it's on your heart to donate even $5, then please pop onto GG Movement. I think I forgot the .org there. Sorry, ggmovement.org/donate. So lots of information there. If you want more info about that, also go back to the person that invited you, or just keep hopping onto our calls. I saw 1 or 2 questions about, are these calls for new participants? Yes, Tuesdays to Fridays, hosted by different presenters, and it's the same content, just interpreted in different ways by each of us.
Fantastic, wonderful information. And hopefully by now, anybody new or maybe existing who didn't know about GG Movement, you've realized that we're more than just about making money. Yes, we all want extra cash flow, and that's why you start, and you've got your reasons why, but there's a bigger perspective and bigger picture to it. So take care of your own cash flow. As the saying goes, put that oxygen mask on yourself first. Then you start helping other people. Once you've taken care of your own needs, then you're able to bless and help others. So thank you very much for joining us this evening. It's been a wonderful pleasure. Petra, as always, privileged to be sharing the virtual stage with you.
Thank you, Tim, and you as well. Thank you.
Tomorrow evening, I think we have Velissa and Tandi.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm correct. Love their energy. Tandi is one of the only presenters I've ever met who doesn't stop smiling. Wonderful.
Awesome.
Wonderful to listen to both of them. A lot of information. Please do join. Keep
Absolutely.
going. Listen to this again. And we're getting to winter. We're in winter in South Africa. So right now I say stay warm, stay healthy, and get wealthy.
I love that. That's a great bumper sticker, Tim. Thank you so much, everyone. Be sure to hop on tomorrow. You can always watch the recording on our YouTube channel as well. But go back to the person with all your questions. Please give them the honor that they gave you. So thank you so much for joining us. Sending you all so much love. Mwah. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, guys. Okay, Tim's left and I'm trying to unmute everyone. I'm never going to. No, let me not say I'm never going to figure it out. I will. Hi, Shireen. Hi, Roy. Hi, Chris. Okay, I'll figure it out one day. Ask all to unmute. There we go.
Hey.
Yay! Oh, Tim left before I figured it out.
Bye. You're great, Petra. We love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Hey, Levi's. Hey, Chris. Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Be blessed.
Bye.
Bye, my Tandi. Bye, Rebecca.
Oh, that's
Bye, everyone. Have a goodie.
Ciao.
Bye.
Thank you, people.